Hello again. In the previous episode, we talked about 3D Warehouse. And one of the things that we were going to talk about this episode was the use of styles. And I thought it would be convenient to use the Barcelona Pavilion that we demonstrated in 3D Warehouse in styles. Styles can be useful when you're trying to create graphics for finished, not production, but presentation. So when you want to present finished imagery, I don't use SketchUp that way. I use SketchUp predominantly for modeling, but there are people who do like to use SketchUp for finished imagery. And so you might want to play around with styles. So I'm going to show you a few that are interesting to me. And then, if you decide that you like them also, then perhaps you'll be using them in your own work. If you remember, this is the model we downloaded for 3D Warehouse, from 3D Warehouse of Barcelona Pavilion. And on your right-hand side, just below that piece, there's one called, and we've already talked about components in another video, and we also talked about Paint Bucket in another video, but this one is called Styles. And so there are assorted styles, color sets, default styles, photo modeling, sketchy edges, straight lines, winner styles. I encourage you to play around with all of them. Find the one that you like. I usually dabble or switch between sketchy edges and a default style. So when I first was learning SketchUp, it looked like this, right? There's a green background, a blue sky, and that's what you got. It seems like now the default is this or something akin to this. So I usually bounce between those. There's this one though is pretty interesting in that there's sketchy edges. So if you wanted to make it look like something that was drawn or hand drawn, you can start playing with these. And if you hover over each style, it tells you what was inspired as sort of the media. And the first one was airbrush with endpoints, then just airbrush, then brush strokes, and then so on and so forth. Each one does something a little bit different, so it's worthwhile just clicking through them and seeing if you find one you like. I would pay attention to the details. The large strokes look good, but sometimes the details look a little funny. So find one that you like that seems to make sense for you. This one's pretty interesting. I like that one because the details kind of fade away. But the ones that show the details as like fragments of line works never really make sense to me. It's just, I wish that part would just go away. This is a little too curvy. I don't want to give a critique of all these styles. That's not why I'm here. I just want to explain that there's different styles to choose from, both in the default and also this style competition builders is pretty interesting too, because they play with some of these settings in different media, in different backgrounds. This one's really interesting. And, gridded paper, blue background. So there's some really, really nice attempts. This might be one of my favorites. It looks like it's watercolor paper. But anyway, so I hope that was helpful. Again, I don't use SketchUp that way. I don't use it for finished imagery typically. But I do find it useful to explain if you want to, if you explain to clients in a graphic medium that might be, perceived as hand rendered or hand drawn. So thanks very much for watching, and again, please like and subscribe. Take care.